A little bit of a shaky offensive start continues for the Suns. They turn it over, but then they rip it right back. Booker taking some contact against George.
Well, it's different now because I think you front load your schedule, so you're playing the bulk of your games early, so you don't have a lot of time to make up for it. See Paul George with a beautiful step back.
And what a tear he has been on, Jimmy, in February, averaging better than 24 points per game, shooting 72% in the 7 games that they play this month.
Well, the beautiful part is that Monty Williams already had a relationship with him based on OKC, but also USA Basketball. So the mindset and understanding is there. Paul George able to knock in.
Under a second difference between shot and game clock. George. Three-pointer won't go. 5 seconds. 5-point game, early stages, second quarter. Just a half game separating these two teams in the West. That is Gordon. Couple of minutes gone by in the second quarter. Clippers 32-28. This is George, deep shot, short. And Jimmy, he's got experience playing against, but with two ball-dominant players. Of course, his days at Houston with Harden and CP3 as Paul George turns it over. This is a Kogi, little Euro step. A little bit of a spurt by the Suns. They've cut it to 4, and then Phoenix, another steal. Unbelievable as the Clippers suddenly get awfully sloppy.
Inexcusable, but this Clipper team throughout the course of the season has been very loose with the basketball where they will turn it over in spurts.
Paul George gets 3 right back, and that ends as 7-0. Boy, this fan base, this city doesn't need much more to get energized after the last couple of days. What a shot by George. 13 for a Kogi. Now they try to defend. George elevates. Missed it. So they reset out to a Kogi. Pass inside. They turn it over. Zubats with the rip. Ahead of the field is Man. Lines it up. Splash. Final 0.7 seconds left in this opening half. 2-point Clippers lead between the inbounder. Enough time to catch and shoot. They get it to George. He gets it off cleanly. Boy, and it nearly went.
He is playing extremely well, understanding his role as a player, which is the key to NBA. And let's see if the mindset changes for the Clippers to kind of get back on the road they were at the beginning of the game.
All right, Dennis, 4-point game. As both of these two teams make their final appearance before NBA All-Star Weekend. Guarded by Craig. Here's Leonard. Can Kawhi Leonard get his offensive game going? 0 of 8 shooting if you've just joined us for Leonard in the first half. That is George.
Kawhi Leonard may not have scored the basketball, but give him a hockey assist because it was his quick move. He attracted the double team to get out to Senior back to George. And then Torrey Craig able to respond with his own 3.
Zubats.
As special as Devin Booker is, and I love him, it's a different level with Kevin Durant. And actually, I think he may help Devin Booker be even more efficient as a player. That's not going to mean that the pace is going to pick up, but I don't think you'll get bogged down as much because of how dynamic of a scorer he is offensively.
Monty Williams touched on having a guy like Chris Paul, a guy who everyone on the team looks up to in that locker room. Now you add a second player of that caliber in Kevin Durant. There are a lot of stars in this league, but few, once you start to get up into that stratosphere, how quickly can the Suns put it all together? And a 1-point Clippers lead as we rejoin you here. Shot clock down to 3. Clippers defending. Suns have to hurry. Okogie turns it over and then rips it back from PG-13. They get it to Craig. Corner 3. Splash! Just days after, Jimmy, he makes one of the splashiest moves in recent NBA history, wasting no time to put his imprint on this new franchise.
You said Michigan State. It's not at all. It's Michigan State. Now, the other team, no. I have a wonderful working relationship.
32,650 free throws made and counting. You can visit nokidhungry.org/score1. Our producer Sean Gerchikoff, Andy Goldberg, our director, rest of our fabulous TNT crew. But the Suns have been there with their rotations. George, nearly a turnover, gets it back. Three-point launch short, and Biyombo.
And they're going to be keys to coming off the bench for both teams.
But you made the point when we were talking at a halftime about this, and Paul George with a nice shot, that being professional has value.
How good has Josh Jacoby been tonight? Look at his numbers, 21 points. Making only his 4th start of the season. George taking on Biyombo at the Summit.
Malik Beasley defensively, what they bring to the table, the length. But keep in mind, if it was a singular acquisition where it was the Lakers have gotten better, I say, okay, they can jump from 13 to 8, 23 games on the back end to get to 6 plays with everybody kind of doing their job. So that's a lot of work. Can it be done?
For the Golden State Warriors, Leonard, nearly tied up. What defense by Booker. Here comes George teeing off inside. Missed it.
Zubac didn't play at the time, Reggie Jackson, so you never got a sense of, got the ball over, let me touch the rock. Got the feeling. All switchable assets, so to speak, even Duke can guard in a little bit of space. Paul George.
George teeing off right through the Phoenix defense. And it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of closing lineups Ty Lue goes to down the stretch of the season.
And, the opponent may dictate that, and who's playing well may dictate as well.
Under 4 minutes left in regulation. George the crossover. Tough feed. Zubac squeeze it. Missed it. The Western Conference standings with Phoenix holding just a half-game lead over the Clippers. This is George. Gets to the elbow. That mid-range, elite-level shooting from Paul George. He's got 26. This is Booker. Now to Okogie. Ayton, tough turn against Zubac. Now, Dennis, it's a good point. And all the tweaks now, the different lineups and the rotations that the end of the season. Kawhi Leonard, a scoreless first half, and they've got their largest lead of the night with under a minute left. Chris Paul left it a little bit.